I think it has to be a comprehensive solution. So what I mean by that, I think they need to take into account three main factors, and these factors play together. And so first and foremost, they need to look at aspects of the organizational structure, and we call them under the umbrella term of psychosocial hazards, but that's just to shed light on some of the most important issues that have been linked to burnout. So first and foremost, workload. So if your employees are experiencing heavy workload over an extended period of time, even if you give them resilience training, chances are it's not going to work, or you're just really postponing the inevitable. And I think interestingly, when we talk about workload, it's important to take into account that there's different ways of looking at that, right? And so workload, for example, it would entail a conversation with your employees. Is it the amount of work you have to do, or the amount of clients you have in your portfolio, the amount of patients you have to look after? Or is it the fact that now we're working online and there's 5 Zoom meetings a day where you feel like you're sometimes wasting your time? The other interesting thing that research has showed is that people can actually tolerate pretty extensive workloads if they have a supportive relationship with their supervisors or managers. So we're looking at, for example, a sector like healthcare, right? And we had this pandemic. There are shortages, particularly in nursing. So it's a situation in which I think many of the people who work there feel kind of trapped, right? It's like, I have these patients, I need to help them, I have to help them. I can see that, for example, my organization is trying to recruit people and it just can't find them. And so in this situation, what we've seen is that an incredibly protective factor is a healthy and supportive relationship with a supervisor and a healthy and supportive relationship with coworkers. So again, in the factors from an organizational level, that needs to be looked at. So I talked about workload. I talked about the relationship with a supervisor, the relationship with coworkers. Equally important is issues around how much control you have over your work, when you do it, when you take breaks, and issues around rewards. And rewards don't have to be financial, but if someone is in a position where they are underpaid, and their salary doesn't meet their needs, that will place a stress. But rewards also are related to feeling that you've done a good job, and to the fact that your work is recognized on the organizational level, right? That your colleagues embrace it, that your manager embraces it, right? So these are just some of the factors on an organizational level that need to be taken into account.